it going, everybody? Welcome to Chicago. So yeah, here we are in Lincoln Park. Hey, John James, how you doing here? Yeah, thanks for tuning in here. We're right here, Lakeview and Fullerton. See, there's the I'm walking backwards here on the path here. There's the nice little seating area. They added this 6-10 months ago, whenever they did it last winter. And there you see the patricians, and then there's the red brick building. It's kind of a French Renaissance Revival building. Yeah, my other phone's ringing there. Hold on a second there. So I got to answer this. Hold on. Hey, what's up, Mike? How you doing? I'm live streaming, but what is it? Do we need to talk, or what's up? No, I just started. What's up, man? Woo! No, I'm glad you let me know, and that's why I answered the call. Yeah. Yeah. No. Oh no. Oh yeah, no, I'm glad you called me, and that's why I answered the call. I just somehow sensed it was something bad, and okay. I'll tell you what. I'll call you back later today. But are you working? Are you off? You off later tonight? Yeah, I'll give you a call, and then we'll see what's happening once we find out more information. Sorry to hear the news, but thanks for letting me know, and we'll talk later. Thanks, Mike. All right, bye. Okay, thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I feared that was bad news. One of my relatives called me, and so one of my aunts had a stroke, and so we don't know more information. She's at the hospital, and so she lives several hundred miles away from me. So I'm gonna call my cousin back once we get off this live, and I'll continue to do our lunch walk here because there's nothing I can do right now. But yeah, real life always never stops here. You know, one of my an aunt that we all loved and cherish had a health setback there, and so my cousin doesn't know much information. He just found out about it. He's just calling to let me know. I don't expect anybody to do anything. There's nothing I can do. We all feel so helpless in these situations. I know everybody else is dealing with their own loved ones and health issues and things like that. So I'll follow up with my cousin later this afternoon, and I'll talk to my other family members. I don't even know if my father knows. I'm sure he'll know because they're trying to contact all the family right now, and everybody will talk and tell each other. And some of my family members are heading down to the hospital right now to be with her, and so we'll keep you posted. And I had to take that call there, so thanks for being on here, everybody, and we'll continue our lunch walk here. That's why when you tuned in there, I was taking a call there, so thanks for yeah, we'll keep you informed there. And let's see who's tuning in here. John James, Taco, Lorraine. Yeah, Patty Cakes, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks, John James, Michael Rodriguez. Yeah, thanks everybody here. So yeah, Jessica's tuning in there. Master, how you doing there? Yeah, so Okay, so I'm working from home today. We got a beautiful day today. What is it? We're getting up to the 80s today. And Dia Blaze, how you doing there? Thanks for the rain. Yeah, thanks, Joellen. And you know, we'll hope for the best. We'll prepare for the worst. I mean, I think what happened, and I don't want to divulge too much information because I love my aunt and I don't know what she's dealing with. She has been dealing with health issues, and it's my mother's older sister. My mother had a really large family. I said had because my mother's passed away, but my mother had 5 sisters and 7 brothers that she grew up with. A really large family, all from my grandmother, the same mother. That's all. It's not a blended family. That is one family. 13. There was actually, my grandmother had 14 kids in succession, none of them twins, all from the same father, all from the same mother. Isn't that amazing that you can have families that large? And I always joke, you would think that would be the Catholic side of my family, but no, that was my father's side. My mother's side, they were Protestants. they had 14 kids. Isn't that that's a horrible you know, Catholics historically had large families, but you know, for several reasons. But yeah, my aunt suffered a stroke. Her arm went numb, and I think she had another mini one, and so she's at the hospital. Her sisters are driving there as we speak. This just happened. My cousin just found out about it. Of course, my cousin has a wedding coming up later this month. My aunt was not going to be at the wedding, but she was going to be there. And so we'll keep you posted and see how this goes here. And thanks, everybody. Thanks for the prayers. And yeah, I literally, John James was on right away. And it freaks me out sometimes, because sometimes when I live stream, I get calls on my phone, and I know it's like, it's enough to make me paranoid because it's not people I know. But this was my cousin calling me, and so I picked up the phone when I started live streaming, and so you might have heard some of the conversation there. So real life comes at you fast there. So I hope, wish the best for my aunt there, and I'll keep you posted. And here, Lincoln Park, Chicago, and we'll head around here, and we'll just tootle around the North Pond. You know, I thought we could go to the zoo today, but really, I really would prefer just to have a nice, easy walk for me, walking around. Every time we go into the zoo, I feel rushed because I'm trying to cover as many animals as possible. And then not all the animals are out, and there's people there. They're like, "Why are you live streaming here?" And I'd rather just walk through the park. We'll do a nice pass. We'll check out the birds here. Look at the birds. The nice. And if you want to see the zoo, I have several hour-long reruns on YouTube. Just type in Lincoln Park Zoo, where you can check out. And we got clips of the animals, and they're on TikTok. We've covered the zoo very much. We've gone into Peggy Notabart Nature Museum. I want to kind of walk around the Diversey Harbor area because the boats are all still, and probably 2 months from now they'll all be gone. So here, we'll walk through this. Well, before I do, let's see, they got I wonder what's going on here. They're doing like a nature walk or something. Maybe there's like some students there. There, yeah, they're studying the birds. Maybe they're like bird watchers or nature. Some tours going on here. Yeah, nature. We need to all get out there and get into nature. I agree. That's why I'm very fortunate that I live near the park here, that I can just take a break on my lunch walk and walk through here, cross the nice little bridge here. And yeah, they're having a good time there. There's the butterfly garden in the Peggy Notabart Nature Museum. We have videos where we go through there. I posted it to TikTok as well. There's the casting pier. People are sitting on benches here. Nature heals the soul. Yeah, see the North Pond casting pier. That's pictures from 1946. It's been here since 1891. This casting pier, probably not in its current form, it probably in some form it was here. Can you believe that this has been here since 1891? Huh. Yeah, going around the water there. So yeah, we might even get a view of the lake here if I get over there. We won't spend too much time here. I'm going to show the nice reflections. See how they dredged this pond 2 years. There's a turtle. There's a turtle. Look at it. That's a real turtle that lives in nature. It's not the turtles that live in the house with the ducks. We see turtles every once in a while. Look, it's just bobbing around there, just swimming around, enjoying the warm waters there. It's all warmed up. So a lot of times they'll lay on the rocks, and see, they got the hoops here so you can practice the casting pier. And sometimes we see like cranes and storks or herons, all kinds of nature. And there's ducks and geese and all kinds of things. Turtles living the good life. Yeah, I agree. So here we'll head back around here. Here's this nice bridge here. Look how this looks here. It looks really nice with the Peggy Notabart nature beauty. Look, people are sitting here enjoying the nature with their dogs. Look at the beautiful dogs there. How you doing there? Yeah. Beautiful day to be in the park here. Any park. It doesn't have to be this park. We got parks all over the city. This is just the one I live near. And yeah, look over there. There's looking towards Fullerton. We'll head back through here. Yeah, it looks like they're looking at some birds here. That's great. This park's good for bird watching. If you go up by north of Belmont Harbor, there's a bird watching area. If you go out to Montrose Harbor north of here, there's a really good bird watching area. On the south side, if you go to 71st Street, where it's the South Shore Cultural Center, they have a nature walk through there. That's a good place to watch birds too. All along the lakefront, we got migratory birds that pass through here throughout the year. And Tara, how's it going? Sharon, Chris, the zoo employees will go there and wind the turtle back up. Yeah, it looks like it's an on autopilot there. It's a decoy. It's like one of those decoy ducks. That's why I always joke, there are ducks. If you go through the Lincoln Park Zoo in the Swan Pond, there's ducks that are in there with the flamingos and the swans, but the zoo doesn't care if the ducks leave and come and go. I saw a giant turtle walking into the zoo, and it was walking on the path. It was like a snapping turtle, and it was walking from the south pond, and it was walking into the gate. It was just strutting through there like it was a person heading into the zoo, and everybody was in amazement. That happened a few years ago. Here's the pickerel weed pond that this sign needs some help. Look how the ivy's growing up there. That looks like poison oak or poison ivy. I wouldn't touch that if that was you ever know what poison ivy or there's somebody in there. I didn't realize there's somebody in there. I'm messing up their nice zen there. So here we'll walk past here. I didn't realize there was somebody sitting in there. That's great. Yeah, this is a nice spot here. You get right here. Stonehenge, this is nice. Yeah, I like it. They got all these council circles. There's one in there, but they don't have the Caldwell Lily Pond open. It's really nice. Hopefully they'll open it up next year. Thanks for talking. That's great. Hey, that's great. Yeah. I like how they do these Stonehenge council rings. Yeah. Look how tall the weeds are. This is nice. Hey, Kevin, how you doing here? We're walking through the weeds. So, yeah, you could squint your eyes and almost picture you're like in this dune-like area. I know this is kind of contrived, but there's the entrance to the Peggy Notabart Nature Museum. Of course, we've gone in there before. Yeah, I want to walk around the harbor here. Maybe we'll get over to the lakefront. I want to go a different way. We'll walk along the harbor there, and we'll get some views of the Lincoln Park residential skyline. Again, I'm working from home today. That's why I'm not downtown. You see why I like living around, pay the high rent, because I'm close to the zoo, I'm close to the nature museum, I'm close to this park and this harbor and the lake, and I'm close to downtown that I can actually walk there most days. there up there by Illinois Beach and all up the North Shore there, and the chain of lakes. Oh, the chain of lakes is amazing. Yeah, they got Grass Lake and all those rivers and ponds up there. Yeah, Heather B, how you doing there? Michelle Morissette, yeah, Morissette. Hello, how you doing there? Yeah, let's see who else we missing here. Fred, how you doing there? I missed you there. Yeah. So here, well, hopefully we'll get the light. So the Caldwell Lily Pool has been closed the entire summer season, which may be very sad because I really like going through there. Hopefully it better be open next year because, you know, and here we're just waiting for the left turns here. There we go, we got the light. Yeah, Nature Museum here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk around Diversey Harbor, and there's this obelisk. We talked about it the other day when we saw the sunrise, maybe yesterday morning. I know it was too early for most people. I was streaming at like 6:15 yesterday morning. But that's where the Great Chicago Fire met its end. At that time in 1871, this was the lakefront. You see how everything where DuSable Lakeshore Drive is a man-made barrier island that they built the highway on. Eventually it was a promenade for the carriages, but that's why there's the crewing, that's why the harbor's here and the crewing slip is here, because this is actually where the lake used to be. All this land has been pushed out and added, and just like Montrose Beach is a peninsula that sticks way out, they pushed all that out to create all this land for the highway. And even down to Streeterville, some of the Gold Coast, this whole area that we're going to be walking on here is artificial new land, including where Fullerton, they pushed that out at Fullerton. And if you look here, you can see the skyline of Chicago. Here, I'll zoom in here. Anna Marie, how you doing there? Pete, how you doing there? Hazlitt, yeah. There's a lot of people tuning in from Michigan. That's great. There it is. There's the skyline of Chicago. A little tiny sliver of it. It's not the whole thing. You see the Sears Towers over there to the right, but that's the John Hancock reflected in the rowing. So if there were people rowing there last night, if I would have stayed on, I could have filmed it, but I took the easy way out there. I cut the video short there, but here we'll zoom back out here. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, instead of going, we went there yesterday. We filmed the sunrise, and there's many videos where we walk. I'm going to walk along the harbor here. I'm going to show you this view. We've done this before, but I haven't been over this way recently, and so we'll kind of check out Diversy Harbor, this nice pastoral walk, and then we'll walk underneath the highway, and we'll pop out at the lake, and we'll be up there by that chevron sculpture where the mouth of Diversey Harbor enters Lake Michigan. But it's still a pretty nice backdrop here. Hopefully it looks good in landscape. You see there's all the housing there on Lakeview. You see it reflected in the water, and Lakeview becomes Sheridan, heads all the way up to where Chris is at. And then this is Diversey. Diversey is an east-west street, and that's the beginning of Lakeview, those buildings to the right there. And this is Diversey Harbor. That's why they call this Diversey Harbor. The mouth of the harbor is kind of parallel with Diversey Street, just like North Avenue Beach or anything like that. That's how things are getting named. But see, there's some public access. I've launched a kayak from right there. There's a boat ramp. See, look, Chris, there's a boat ramp right there. You can launch a boat. And then there's a public boat ramp right up there. But you got to pay to park your car there if you got a boat trailer. But then, you know, you could access Lake Michigan if you drive your boat. All spring and fall, we see boats coming down Fullerton and Diversey, because the boats cannot go down Lakeshore Drive because they don't allow truck or trailer traffic on Lakeshore Drive. The curves are too sharp. But they allow buses. Sometimes you got to watch out for the buses as you go around those curves. They can take 2 lanes. But hey, look at this nice view. Not this 4th of July. Last 4th of July, it was dark. We walked along here. We saw some fireworks being set off. There was somebody on a jet ski. And yeah, maybe next summer we could try out the boat. That's a good idea. You can crash at my place, and we you know, only if you want me on the boat. You might be able to pick up a lot of nice young women at the playpen, and then you can kick me off the boat, because I know that's prime real estate there. There's some people going out to their boats there. See how people decorate. They put like little trees and stuff out there. And sailboat in Monroe Harbor, or used to, I don't know if he still does, he called this is a parking lot for boat. He'd rather be more spread out. When you go to those buoys there in Monroe, you got more space between your boat. You're not like right next to the boat next to you. You know, so positive, negatives to everything. But hey, there's some people on the boats right there. Look at that. Diversey Harbor. Chicago has such a great boating culture. You know, it extends to the Chain of Lakes and Lake Geneva. And look, he's flying the flag with the blue stripe. See, first freedom of speech, First Amendment rights. Everybody likes their flags, whatever they represent. I don't know what they represent. I think that's like a police flag or something. But or is that, I don't know if it's associated with one candidate or the other. But yeah, this is Diversy Harbor here in Chicago. Look how you can look back to the skyline there. Yeah, Chris has got a boat. Look at that. Keep your friends close, but keep your friends with boats closer. That's right. Look at that. That's a crane. Look at that. That's not a boom. Look at that thing. That's like a scoop. A backhoe. Hey, look at the boats here in Diversy Harbor here, Chicago, Illinois. What a nice day. Hope you're having a good day there. And they should be flying a freak flag. I know I'm flying my freak flag. It's my hair. I wonder if it's one of the Supreme Court flags, like the one with the tree on it, or flying the American flag upside down. We saw that in Texas. I was in Spring, Texas, and there was a business owner flying his flag in front of his business, American flag, upside down. And we talked to the owner. It's in the video. Every time we go to Spring, Texas, we meet some interesting Americans. That's where we met the guy with the pirate, the guy dressed as a pirate that had the whiplash neck brace around his head with his partner there. And then we met this business owner that was flying the American flag upside down in front of his business, and it was helping his business. According to him, and I believe him. Here is Diversy Harbor here. Yeah, Metro fan. I didn't get over there. I was close to there. I need to go by there. Does anybody else know if Riverside Plaza 10 and 120 walkway has reopened or not? That's the walkway that goes across, I think. Am I correct? There's a walkway that goes from Ogilvie Station into Riverside Plaza. You know, the last time I was in there, the security asked me to stop filming, and so I'm kind of miffed at Ogilvie and Riverside Plaza, just like the Merchandise Mart and stuff. The security does not like people live streaming and stuff, but I can go over there and check it out. And then I feel like such a jerk. I feel like I'm like your personal errand boy there, running to check on stuff. I know you're just asking questions, but I'm kind of emotionally distraught because my aunt had a stroke, and here I am live streaming. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in here. But I just get paranoid. I get paranoid by the comments. I'm like, I know people are just asking simple questions, and I really don't know, you know. So I know you asked that before. I didn't get over there. I feel so bad. I let you down. Oh, I'm a horrible live streamer. I let you down. I didn't go over there and check it out for you. Here, let's look at the boats here at Diversy Harbor. I know you're just asking a simple question. By Friday, I get like tired of live streaming, and I feel like a responsibility to the subscribers. I got people. I got some of my mods are mad at me. They're not like joining in the live because they're angry with me for doing a sub only. And I know I shouldn't talk like this on YouTube because they might see it and they'll be like, no, you got it all wrong. You know, they're trying to talk me into opening up the lives and stuff, and I'm pushing back because I personally, my own personal style, this is me. You know, I'm not doing it to make money. I'm not doing it I only make, do the math. I make like less than between $100 and $200 a month off of subscriptions off my live stream. The amount of hours I live stream, I'm making like $1 an hour. I'm making like less than minimum wage. You know, TikTok pays horribly. And I really want to leave the platform, but we got subscribers, and I feel a responsibility to my subscribers to keep going there, you know, and I don't want to abandon my friends and the people that we met through TikTok. But I really do not like TikTok, you know, and I'd rather people watch me on YouTube. But, you know, that's what I keep telling people. I'm like, you can comment in the comments here for free. How you doing? You can comment, you know, you can go to YouTube, but people won't do that. They'd rather complain that they can't comment in TikTok. And I think it just makes me have less faith in humanity. How you doing there? Joining, you know. You got 41 cents. That's great. Hey, very good, Rick. Very lucky guy. I know what I'm not complaining about. I'm very appreciative that I can make money off of any of this, but you know, I'm glad you made some money. They're a very lucky guy, but you probably should make more than that. I agree. I want to join the Boeing strike. I want to go on strike. Yeah, thanks for understanding the rain. No, you got to understand. Okay, so Chris, I've talked to Chris about this. Okay, so here I am, a rube, R-U-B-E, you know, an unsophisticated country person that living in a city here. And I didn't know anything about live streaming. I saw the New York live streamers. So last year, about January of last year, the beginning of 2023, I started live streaming. And immediately I started getting trolls, people that hate Chicago, and I would battle them. They're like, why don't you go to the south side? Why are you always walking on the north side? I'm like, I live on the north side. I'm walking to work. And they're like, you're a horrible racist person because you won't cover the west and south side of Chicago. And I'm like, okay. So I started going to the west and south side of Chicago. I went to Garfield Park. I went to Hyde Park. I went to Jackson Park. I went to Lawndale. I went to Little Village on the west side. I went to Pilsen. And then I notice less people watch those videos because unless it's like some crime or something, I was showing them like positive stuff on the south side, positive stuff on the west side, these nice cultural districts, the murals and people that live there, and we got parks, and yeah, bad stuff happens on the south and west side, bad stuff happens on the north side. And then I noticed I went to O Block. I filmed O Block, I filmed the King Von mural. No one watches the video. So I was like, I'm being manipulated. They want to see like horrible crime of Chicago. And it's like there's a bunch, TikTok's full of like Russian bots and trolls. So long story short, you know, I realized I needed a team of moderators to help with that. And I have a wonderful team of moderators, and I love my moderators and I respect them. And it's a thankless job, and they help me out and they help me grow my account. But then as my account grew, and my moderators grew, there became moderator drama, where, you know, it's not just it's okay if people accidentally get muted, then they find me and they're like, how dare your moderator mute me? I hate your guts. And I'm like, man, you know, I'm just you know, so what? You got muted. I got banned from TikTok. You know what? Get used to it. You know, it just, this never ends. You know, it's just this constant drama. And then, you know, I tried to go to sub, people didn't like it, so I stopped doing sub only lives, and then no one redid their subscription. What's the incentive to do a subscription? I don't blame people. I don't blame anybody for not wanting to do a subscription. I wouldn't want to give ByteDance my credit card information either. You know, I'm ashamed that I actually have to deal with this shady company, you know, TikTok. It's horrible. But you know, that's why I tried. And then I started YouTube as a backup once my first account got banned. We're growing this. Thanks for you guys, everybody for watching me on YouTube. I really appreciate it. And I'm just I have to do what works for me. I think you guys understand. I'm trying to explain it to my, and some of my moderators support me in doing the subs. Other ones, I don't know if they like I think they want to be able to moderate. You know, I understand that. You know, it gives you something to do while you're watching the lives. You know, and here, here's Lake Michigan. Look at the beautiful shores of Lake Michigan. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks. I just saw your comment there. Thank you. Thanks for the rain. Yeah. See. And that's thanks, Lisa, and everybody else for understanding. Let me rant. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. When I get agitated and excited, I'm just getting stuff out there, getting it out of my system. I get animated and emotional, and it freaks people out because men are supposed to be stoic and not show any emotion and not get angry. Here, look at the nice duck. You know, unless you're running for president, then you're allowed to be a jerk. Here's look at the duck there. There's somebody fishing over there. So the lake's pretty choppy today. So I'm going to try to get over there. In order for me to get over there, I need to cross here. And we'll head up around this ramp here and we'll cross. Look at this beautiful Art Deco entrance to Diversey Harbor. But the drama never ends. You know, no matter, you see, what do I always say? Positive and negatives to everything. So if I do open chats, there's negatives and positives. If I do sub only, there's positive and negatives. What's the bottom line? Do what works best for me. For me, the sub only works best. I know I lose some of my audience. I'm willing to concede that. That's some of the negatives. Some people will not watch if they can't comment. Even if they can comment here, they will not watch on YouTube. Maybe it's an inconvenient time for them. Maybe they don't like YouTube, or they don't like the landscape, or they just love TikTok so much that they love TikTok more than they like me. I get it. I get the message. I'm expendable. Oh, you can watch. There's 10 million channels in the world. I will not be offended if you choose to watch something else. I understand. But thanks to you guys for tuning in. You guys are nice, loyal followers. Thanks for our friends. I hate the term followers. I think subscribers is better, or patrons, or friends, or allies, or people that enjoy this content. Thank you. I appreciate fans, whatever, you know. Thank you. Thanks, Brian Adams. Thanks, Michael Anderson. Yeah, isn't that amazing? So I didn't imagine, you know, I don't run a small business. I don't run an organization. I'm not a political leader. Something as simple as just trying to run a little live streaming channel. I had to manage a whole, and Sarah helped me out immensely, Anita and Diana, and they're great. I like all my mods, you know, and you know, I know. Here's the thing too. I'm a lazy live streamer. I'm not married. I'm not used to having a honey-do list. I know people make suggestions. People are like, "Can you do this? Can you do that?" But you know, when it's 65,000 people, you get a lot of requests, and then I get overwhelmed, and that's what causes me to get agitated. I know people want me to check stuff out for them, and you might be subscribing and feel like I'm obligated to do it. I'll get over there eventually. I'm sorry I didn't get there. I was really close to checking out the Riverside Plaza, and I honestly forgot because I was on my lunch walk and I had work stuff on my mind, and I was trying to, every time you live stream, something you don't expect happens, and then you lose your train of thought. And so this is just on the sign here. I'll let you make of it what you want. Wolf Larson has it's like a web page. They have a bunch of funny sayings like that. They put on posters and stick them all around the city. Here comes a troop of bike police here. How you doing? Yeah, that's great. So what time we got here? 12:40. Yeah, let's go over and check out the Chevron statue, and then I'm going to have to get back to work here. I am working today. I am delaying my lunch so I can give a live stream here. Thanks for understanding if I'm a little bit agitated here because my aunt's in the hospital. I just got the call when I went live, and then I feel guilty for being live streaming because I should be dealing with that. So here's the a signal of peace here. Lambert tree, gift of Lambert tree. Look at the nice, and this is a depiction of a Native American kind of idealized and stereotyped, but I like that it's here. I don't want it to go away. I know all statues are controversial. Even the Grant and Lincoln statues are controversial. I'm glad they remain. And, you know, they kind of... I wish it was actually in a more prominent location. It's kind of stuck here. You can barely see it from the highway, and they kind of hid it in the trees here. But, you know, there's some other... There's another Native American monument right up there, or a little further up. But here, we'll look at this. I want to show you the skyline view. Look at the skyline view to the city of Chicago here. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago. We're up at the mouth of Diversey Harbor here. And... yeah, thanks, Valerie. Thanks, everybody, for the nice thoughts and concerns. And, you know, I admit I'm not the most even-keeled live streamer. I get emotional over things other people wouldn't even bother them, you know. It's just, you know, but here, look at the geese. Look at the geese under the chevron. This is the chevron sculpture here. Yeah, thanks, Valerie. How you doing there? Let's see here. Mia. Dolores, very lucky guy. That's good. Thanks, Lorraine. Love takes a long time. Kevin's great. See, Kevin knows Anna Rob's a better live streamer than I am, and I'm amazed that she doesn't have more followers than she does. But she does a lot of promotion. She promotes a lot of restaurants. She promotes products and makeup products. See, I'm missing out on all this revenue. You know, people say I'm in it for the money. Have you ever seen me do an ad promoting a product? You know, I'll promote a Chicago business. I won't even get paid to do it. I promote Brodco. You know, he gave me a candy bar. I love Michael. You know, he was willing to pay me. I turned down money to do commercials for Brodco because I don't want to do commercials. I don't want to be like, TikTok gives you enough commercials. I don't need to be making commercials to try to make money off of selling products, you know, or promoting businesses. I promote businesses because I do it on my own. If I really believe in it, then it has more authenticity. You know, isn't a you know, if I would go into a restaurant, like if we go to Pequod's and I say, oh, I had a really good, if I didn't get paid to say that, isn't that worth more than getting paid to say it? Why does everything have to be monetized? I reject that, you know. And that's what TikTok does. It cheapens everything by making you everything a price, just like the stock market. Old style. Yeah, I'll get some old style. Old style. Look at that view. Look at that nice view to the skyline of Chicago. That's nice there. Hey, Darukhan, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I think the reason I flip out when, you know, the reason I enjoy the sub only is like I'll be like doing something like, okay, you know, this is called the chevron. I don't remember the name of the artist here, but it's a sculpture here. It's at Diversy Harbor, and then, you know, here's the skyline of Chicago, and then someone will be like, did you go to this intersection and check out this thing I asked you to do? I'm like, they don't even care about what I'm showing. They only care about what they're concerned about, and that's human nature. Or they'll, you know, I'll be like showing some historical, or I'll be like where Fred Hampton was murdered by the Chicago police, and they'll be like, what's your favorite pizza? And I'm like, they're not even listening to what I'm saying. They don't even care about Fred Hampton or the civil rights movement. All they care about is pizza, you know. And it's just, I mean, it might be that they just tuned in, they see I'm walking in Chicago, they have no idea the historical significance of what I'm talking about, and they'll be like, you know, all crime's bad. I'm like, yeah, you tell me something I don't know. Is water wet? Here, look at yeah, I know. I noticed that, very lucky guy. Like, I think there was a game going on where people would try to get me like riled up because it was entertaining, and that was part of the entertaining. And we can do that, but then I'll alienate some of my other audience because they do not enjoy it. It freaks them out because I sound like an angry, ranting lunatic complaining about the Federal Reserve when the stock market's at the all-time high. It's so weird. So what? Boeing's going on strike. Putin's threatening to kick out British diplomats because the Ukraine war might escalate where Russia might start attacking NATO members, and the stock market's not reacting at all. We got major uncertainty with the election coming up. We don't know what's going to happen with when the Fed tries to lower interest rates. We don't know if they can continue to do it, because what if inflation comes roaring back? Are they going to have to raise interest rates then? And then what are people going to do then? I'm just amazed at the complacency of the market now, because we have a lot of uncertainty in the world. It's not because, you know what? The stock market doesn't need the rest of us. Just like AI. They don't need the rest of us. They can run the whole world with robots and their computer, and it'll just funnel all the profits to them, and they'll never lose. And they've already won. It's too late. We're all just working for them. Here's the, hey, look at the Linux. The Linux open source. There's a duck. There's a duck heading out there. Here we're going underneath the mouth of Diversey Harbor. So they have a light. They have a traffic light at either end of this, and yeah, they don't know what they're doing. They just act like they do. The stock market doesn't need the rest of the economy. I think the stock market's divorced from the real economy, and the billionaires have their own ecosystem that the Fed supports, and they just buy everything. And then if there is a crash, they'll just sell, wait till it's over, buy everything up cheaper, and still control the levers of power and manipulate elections. You know, we have this illusion of a representative democracy when it's really a democracy. It's a constitutional republic that serves our economic masters, corporations, and but here, Diversy Harbor, we're going to enjoy this beautiful day here. Look at that. I know. Dogecoin. I personally hope Elon pays some sort of, I don't know how it's going to play out, because, you know, if his brand becomes politicized, you know, if you're against the political leaders that he's for, even if they win the election, would you want your vehicle you drive to be associated with a political party? That happened with Volkswagen during World War II. It should have happened with Henry Ford, because Henry Ford was a Germany sympathizer in the 30s. And there's a lot of stuff in that you can look into. Let's talk to our Michigan friends about Henry Ford there, you know. The capitalist that was dabbling with whatever was going on in Germany at that time there. He's pandering to the right. Yeah, he wants to, you know, he's just showing his true colors is what it is. We know, we've always known that's the reason. The reason Elon bought X is so he could be a troll and he never could get banned. And he wants to troll Taylor Swift. He wants to troll the rest of us. You know. Hey, look at this flag. Let's check out the flags on these boats here. Boaters. I can't read what it says. Voters for Trump. I think that's what it says. Yeah, so look. So all you know, I shows you how I do respect people's opinions. I don't you know, I don't expect anybody tuning in to have their political beliefs to align with my strange beliefs. And so, you know, that's a First Amendment free speech. You're allowed to do that. And so right here in the heart of liberal Chicago, in Diversy Harbor, one of the north side of Chicago, all the liberals, they got somebody flying the Trump flag on their boat there right in Diversy Harbor there. So that's their right to do it. And I support freedom of speech, First Amendment, even if I don't agree with it. And even to the point of I filmed them flying the flag upside down, you know. Because I know the left has burned the flag, now the right's burning the flag. And it's just a flag. I know, you know, tell that to the people that gave their lives for that flag in the military. My father was in Vietnam. He was drafted. I respect the military I try to point out the Vietnam War Memorial and any other military memorial there. And so anytime you wrap yourself in the flag, like the NFL, that's a political statement. And especially to the people that pay the ultimate sacrifice and are serving. So we thank all the people in the military that are serving, have served. Look at all these birds here. But I want to show this beautiful view. Look at this beautiful view to the Chicago skyline there. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I can relate to, well, I'm not as smart as Elon, but I can relate to him obsessing about stuff, and you know that goes with overthinking things. But he's obviously smarter than I am because he's a billionaire. But hey, I'm missing some other comments. I guess it's rude for me to miss the comments here. There, Lorene, how you doing here? Thanks for tuning in. Look at this skyline. Hey, so Lorene, I don't know if you know yet, and maybe they'll be contacting Dennis soon. Mike Overstreet just called me when I went on this live. They said Diane had a stroke, and I guess she's in the hospital. I guess Debbie and they're trying to contact Della, and I guess some people are going to head down there. I guess she's in the hospital. So I don't know if you heard about that. I'm sorry to break the news to you on the live stream, but you know, Mike Overstreet just called me like right after noon, right when I started this live, and so I'm going to call him back, and we'll keep you updated, and hopefully everything's okay. But I'm worried about Diane, and I hope everything turns out the best it possibly could under the circumstances what she's dealing with. And I don't know, you're going to see her tomorrow. Good. Thanks, Lorene. You already know. And I might have missed, you might have said something. And everybody's he's a bigger risk taker, yeah. Donna's going with Dennis. Yeah, Donna and Della and Dennis. Great. Thanks, Lorene. I'm glad that they know. That's the siblings of Diane there. And Lorene, thanks for tuning in. Tell Dennis and Donna and you and Della, and I told the same to Mike, that I love Diane, and I wish the best for her, and I hope things turn out. Life comes as fast. I know you've dealt with your own struggles, and you know we want the best for Diane. I know she's been dealing with her health problems too, and this is a shocking development here, but we'll see how it goes. We'll hope for the best, and that's why I'm going to keep on keeping on. I wanted to finish this live stream, and if I was more emotional and agitated, it's probably because that happened right at the beginning of this, and then, you know, I know people want me to check out certain things or something, and you're just, I didn't mean to jump on whoever was asking that. I just wanted to, I'm not going to be near that area today, so I can't check it out. And but here's Diversey Harbor, Lincoln Park here. So see how they got this big parking lot over here, and you see how there's some boats that on trailers here because there's a public access launch here, and then you have to pay to get in this parking lot. And you see how they have longer parking stalls for the boats because people can drive here with their boats on a trailer and actually launch without having a slip here in Diversey Harbor. But a lot of people, and you notice there's no sailboats in this harbor because that low bridge limits the height of the boats, and so these are all inboard motors or outboard motors, speedboats and things like that. Smaller boats. Larger boats, you'll see larger boats in Belmont Harbor. You'll see sailboats in Belmont Harbor north of here because they're on the outside of Lakeshore Drive. They don't have to go under a bridge to get to Lake Michigan. But you see how they got these gated access to the docks here. Thanks, Lorene. Positive thoughts. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Thanks, Lorene. Yeah, thanks for praying in there, and it's all we can do. She drove herself to the hospital. Man. See, I can relate because, you know, Diane lives alone. I live alone. We you know, positive, negative, everything. It's There's positives of being single, but there's a lot of negatives, because if something happens, who's going to drive you to the hospital? I know, and that's the... Look at this boat here. So this is the public access I was talking about. See, you can launch the boat right there, Chris. I don't know if, Chris, you're still tuning in. This is the... You know this is here. This is the public access launch here. Diversy Harbor Advisory Council. They got some portalets here. And, yeah, you see there's some jet skis and some boats here on trailers. And we'll head through the park here. We'll go over to Oglesby Hill here. 1258, 1256. Your father was in the Navy? Yeah, bless all the veterans there. It takes taco, jalapeno salsa. Hey, thanks, Michael. Thanks for understanding. Thanks to Michael and Tara and other people for, Scott, for gifting people subscriptions. I told people this morning, and hopefully this will resolve some of the stuff I was talking about with the concerns. It's just genuine concern of my moderators. They're just trying to help me out. They noticed that less people are tuning in. I'm probably alienating some of my audience for going to sub-only lives on TikTok. But I will personally gift people subscriptions out of my own money if they really need to comment in the live stream. That's the funny thing. You can watch for free, you just can't comment. That's a benefit of subscribing. It's a perk. And you can still comment for free on any of the reruns. You can comment for free here. You don't have to subscribe to comment here. And I remind people, somebody will be on, I can't comment, I'm not watching. I said, you can watch me on YouTube. And it's just like radio silence. They're like, you know, they want me to relent on TikTok. And then I'm like, do you work for TikTok? You know, you'd rather have TikTok than me. I get it. I get the message you're sending. It's not, you know, and you can still watch for free, just like TV. It's like you can watch the whole station, you know, and hey, Oglesby, there he is. We go up Oglesby Hill here. I didn't think there were any hills in Chicago. This is like the only one I know of, Oglesby Hill. Yeah, there's a few of them. There's a few down by Soldier Field. They sculpted some land. There's a big mound up by Montrose. Walter Payton used to run up and down there back in the day. There's Oglesby statue. Valerie, how you doing there? Yeah, comedy's overrated. I'm like, yeah, you know, they want the right to troll me is what it is. Just like Elon. Here's the Oglesby. Hey, let's head down past the North Pond here. Yeah, we'll walk around the north end here. We'll head right back towards my place because I've already spent too much time walking around here. And it's just because every time you live stream in the real world, something unexpected happens that you could never have planned for. And what happened today was exactly, John James was on. John James was on right when I started. And I got a phone call from my cousin Mike about my Aunt Diane. And I did not expect that. And I didn't want to stop the live because everybody was just coming in. And so we did the live there. Now I can call my father. As soon as I get off of this live stream, I'm going to call my father because that's my mother's sister. And he might be going down there with them too. I doubt it. But I want to make sure he knows what's going on. And he might have more information too. Thanks, Doreen, for you told me more information. I didn't realize she drove herself to the hospital. That's amazing. But here's the view from the North Pond. This is a nice restaurant here at the north end of the North Pond. They take reservations on weekends. And look at this amazing view. We get okay, good. I'll let them know there, Lorene, and we'll see what he wants to do there. Yeah, there's some hills, like Blue Island is like a ridge. That's why they called it Blue Island. It kind of stuck up there. They had to dig through that low ridge to do the sanitary and ship canal. So yeah, there's a few like little ski hills up by the Wisconsin border. There's like a toboggan sled thing out by like the Fox Lake. There's a few hills, but most, you know, like the largest hills in Chicago is like the garbage dump there by the Bishop Ford. There's a big mound there, and it was a garbage dump at one time. Here's the view on the North Pond. This is the North Pond here, Lincoln Park, Chicago. And there's the North Pond Cafe. That's a nice cafe there. Look, I didn't get paid to say that. You know, don't feed the ducks. Yeah, time for family. Thanks for understanding, Michael. So I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna head right back to my place. So I'm gonna walk really quick. Here's a water fountain here. Let me get a drink of water here. It is kind of hot today. It's 80 degrees. They just leave these water fountains on most of the time. There's the Hamilton statue. Oh, Diane's great. My Aunt Diane, she used to live in Colorado, and we used to go out and visit her in Colorado, even when I was younger. Like, still living with my parents, we would drive out there and visit her. She lived in Littleton, which is like south suburb of Denver. And then she lived up in the mountains. She was up in Dillon, which is up by Lake Dillon, which is up by the ski hills there. She lived there for a while. My Aunt Della lived out there briefly, and then they all came back this way. And but Diane's great. She always made us laugh, and she's the oldest of the sisters of my mother's family. My mother's passed away. Some of her other brothers have passed away too. Unfortunately, we lost one in we lost one in the pandemic, and we lost another one before that. Actually, two more. Three of her brothers are gone, and that's it. So the family's still staying together here. Here's the look at that. Look how it's made out of timbers there. It's like natural wood. One of those old looking shelters there. Yeah, 47th and Harlem. Yeah, that was the low ridge. That's like by Blue Island there. That's like the low ridge they had to dig through for the ship and sanitary canal. They actually had to dig through rock to do it. And yeah, I think of the Great Lakes as giant puddles that are the remnants of the glaciers. The remnants of the glaciers. And yeah, it's like, it's so flat. The glaciers made everything so flat. You know, that's why there's driftless areas in Wisconsin and southern Indiana. It's like little holes where the glacier didn't smooth out the land. And that's why when you, yeah, John James, I saw that there. So we've all dealt with grief and loss, and I know we can all relate. We've talked about it before. We've talked about it with Sarah and other people, and May and other people, and we all grieve, share, and can be empathetic. You know, it's just what it is there. There's the 151 bus. Look at this nice housing here. Let's head just straight down here. Actually, we'll go this way here. He said it'll be more interesting if we go this way. 104. Hey, thanks, Anna Marie. Thanks for the emojis there. Yeah, that's fine, Lorene. If you want, yeah, if Dennis wants to call him, I'll call him after this. And yeah, if Dennis wants to call him, that's fine. He might. I have no idea what he wants to do, you know. And here, look at these benches here. Look at this nice tree. What is this, a cottonwood tree? Or is this an oak? Look at that bark. Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. We were talking about that the other day with Tony Orlando. Yeah. Climate was always changing. Yeah, that's fine. I know it's different ways to look at it. You know, the climate on the Earth has always changed. The big eras, you know, it was warmer when the dinosaurs, and then it was colder, the Ice Age, and we thought we were heading back in the Ice Age. Now it's warming up again. It's just, you know, tell that to the people that are dealing with the wildfires in California. Tell that to the people that are dealing with flooding. Is it just humans are living in areas that we shouldn't, you know, there's too many of us living in areas and it's impacting. We got more impervious surface so the water runs off. You know, most of it's, you know, it's not just one thing. It's a combination of a bunch of things. It's almost like our built environment. You know, we dammed up so many rivers and tried to do flood control, but then the levees just push the water into other areas, so the flood gets diverted to somewhere else downstream, you know, and so it's just human impacts are part of this, you know, and we can all deny it and say it's not that, but something's happening, you know. And how's it going, Kevin? There, yeah, your dad went. Oh, really? Wow, I see that, Anna Marie. Thanks everybody for sharing your personal stories there. I appreciate that, because it just shows we all go through this. We're all pulling for everybody that struggles with health issues, and that's what motivates me to keep doing this. Take it with a grain of salt when I go on my rants. Usually I go on my rants and immediately I feel guilty about it and wish I wouldn't have said it. And hey, there's some people hanging out in the park here. See, they had to remove this tall grass prairie area when they dredged the pond, and they got it back. They added this area here so they could transplant some of the perennials. Sounds like the geese are coming in for a landing. There's the geese coming in for a landing. Did you see it there? Yeah, I heard them. So, well, hey, thanks everybody. I'm going to sign off here. Thanks for tuning in on our lunch bunch. I'll keep you updated on my aunt. And thanks, Serene, for the good info. Everybody else, appreciate it. Thanks for understanding here. Have a happy Friday. And I'll probably be on TikTok at some point tonight. It might be a little later than 5. I got a bunch of work I got to do today. It is a Friday. I'm gonna go back on the clock here. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for dealing with my idiosyncrasies here. Have a great rest of the day there, and we'll see you later today. Thanks a lot, everybody. I really appreciate it. Love you, Lorene. Thanks a lot. Yeah, and everybody else do. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Appreciate it. See ya. That's great. All right, bye.